They Turn to Stone by Julian May, pictures by Jean Zallinger. Scholastic Book Services. Let's see, what do we got here? Alright, 1970 volume, whatever. There are many kinds of fossils. Sometimes a fossil is an animal or a plant that has been buried and has turned to stone. Sometimes even a footprint may become a fossil. The footprint is buried under mud. Then after millions of years, the mud turns to stone. When you see a stone, pick it up. Maybe it feels a bit bumpy and strange. Look at the stone. Look very, very closely. Maybe it was once alive. Some stones were alive long, long ago. Maybe your stone is part of an animal that once lived in the sea. Maybe your stone is part of a plant that lived in a forest millions and millions of years ago. Maybe your stone was once part of a dinosaur or part of a big mammoth that looked like an elephant. Sea animals, plants, dinosaurs, mammoths, they lived long ago and died. And some of these plants and animals turned to stone. Stones of this kind are called fossils. Do most plants and animals turn to stone? No, it does not happen often. But most things that die do not turn to stone. A dead fish on the shore does not stay there long, so it never becomes a fossil. The dead fish is food for other animals. Seagulls eat some of it. At night, crabs come and eat some more. Germs feed on the dead fish too. The germs are called decay bacteria. We cannot see them because they are so small. When these bacteria eat something, we say that the thing decays. Decay bacteria feed on the fish's flesh. Soon there's nothing left but a fish skeleton. Waves and wind blowing sand break the skeleton. The bits are scattered far and wide. Now the dead fish has disappeared. Most dead plants and animals disappear in this way. They do not turn to stone. But sometimes things are different. Here's a fish that turned into a fossil. It was found by a scientist. It lived long ago in what is now Wyoming. The fish lived in a lake. A muddy river flowed nearby. Mud from the river covered the fish soon after it died. Birds and hungry animals could not find it and eat it. It lay deep in the mud. The river poured more and more mud on the dead fish. Decay and bacteria ate the soft parts. Only the skeleton was left. The deep mud helped to save it. The mud became very, very deep. After millions of years, the mud turned to stone. The bony fish skeleton was inside the stone. All this happened 68 million years ago. Someday you may go to a place where there are many fossils. If you do, look among the rocks, and if you are very lucky, you too may find a stone with a fish skeleton that is 60 million years old. Here are pictures of other fossils. These plants and animals died millions of years ago. They were all saved by being buried in the mud. The mud turned to stone, and the plants and the animals became fossils. How is a fossil formed? Let's see. Here is a picture of two dinosaurs that lived 75 million years ago in Canada. They fought each other and died. Swamp mud covered the dinosaurs. Bacteria ate the dinosaurs' flesh, but they hardly ate the bones at all. The swamp mud turned to stone. Water seeped into the tiny cracks in the mudstone. It seeped into the little holes and cracks in the bones, too. As the water seeped in, it brought very tiny bits of the minerals into the space where the bones were. Mineral is a hard substance that makes up stone. After a long time, all the little cracks and holes in the bones became filled with the mineral that the bits of the mineral stuck together. Millions of years passed, and one day a fossil hunter found the bones of the two dinosaurs. He painted them with shellac. The shellac kept the bones from breaking. You can see the dinosaur skeletons today. They are in a big museum. Many museums have such fossil skeletons. Perhaps you can find fossils. Do you live in the city? Many large buildings are made of limestone, often called marble. Fossils are often found in limestone. Look closely. Sometimes you can see sea animals in limestone. Limestone rocks can often be found in fields or hills. Crushed rock used in driveways may be limestone. Find some limestone that nobody wants. Crack the pieces with a hammer. You might find fossils like these. Look for fossils on the shore. Here are some strange-looking stones with fossil sea animals in them. Try to find slabs of dark, crumbly rock called shale sticking up in the field. You may be able to find fossil plants in the shale. Usually all that's left of the plants is a thin layer of black carbon. Lumps of coal sometimes have bits of fossil plants in them too. Look for fossils in gullies and look in places where a road has been cut through a hill. Once in a while, people find fossil bones sticking out of a hillside. The fossil is often harder than the crumbly rock around it. Large fossils should be left for scientists to remove. Some fossils break easily. Sometimes you can save them. Paint them with shellac. as soon as you uncover them. See if you can make a fossil collection. Find the names of any fossils you discover, look in books for pictures of them, or take your fossils to a museum and ask someone to help you. When you pick up a stone, look at it. Look closely. Maybe it was once alive. That just says some living things from millions of years ago, whatever. Shebang.